So we begin Chapter 8 at the bottom of the Rumble elevator, going into the CEC facility that Ellie exited. But we're going to have a store in our next room here that we definitely want to take advantage of. Because we just had our big fight, we may have low ammo or low health, possibly one or another. And in these coming rooms, we're definitely going to have a lot to deal with. So we want to make sure that we're ready. And we will also be back because of a schematic that we're getting in the next rooms anyways, so we don't have to be super prepared, but we want to make sure that we're at least somewhat prepared. But in this room, we don't have to worry about getting attacked anything, and we do have a power node, as well as a health pack and a wall cabinet that we will get into. But in this room, we're going to see a bunch of infectors in the next room ahead of us. But I'm just going to empty out this power node room before they start busting into the room that we're currently in. Because we have plenty of time to empty it, but we're definitely going to want to watch out, because all of the stuff over in the other room will be coming our way. And remember, the contact beam has a charge up time, so you do have to be careful with that. But we also have our force gun, so we can absolutely push everything back in a room to not really worry about it. And I do take advantage of the fact that I do have stasis, so overall this room wasn't too bad. It can get pretty sketchy whenever you have a bunch of enhanced slashers, because they can half-health you pretty easily. And if you get two on top of you, you're basically done. That's why we like the force gun and the contact beam, just so we have some double insurance of get-off-me power. But we definitely want to make sure that our contact beam is always reloaded after we're done with a fight. Otherwise, reloading for about 3 seconds in the middle of a fight would be terrible. But now we also have our vintage suit, which will basically be the suit that we'll wear for the rest of the game. Armor and inventory works retroactively, where if you want to use a suit, then it will actually increase its armor and inventory space with the best one that you have. So you can retroactively wear a suit, and it'll give you the top armor and inventory that you currently have. So the vintage suit, eventually whenever we get the enhanced or the advanced suit, it will take on the armor and inventory properties of the advanced suit, even if we put on the vintage suit later on. So, and the vintage suit is definitely just one of the better passive effects in the game. Despite looking cool as hell, it also has a really good purpose of giving you a discount in the store. So it definitely comes in handy. Just think of it as you buy 10 power nodes and you get an 11th one free. That sort of thing. But here we're going to have a pregnant up around the corner, and then there will be another necromorph that tries to come up behind us. So we want to get rid of the pregnant. I unfortunately shot his stomach, but with the force gun, that's not an issue. So we just clear out everything and then wait for this guy. And then he's done. But you will want to make sure that you are stocked up in the store before you come along here, because there is a ways until the next store. So you definitely want to make sure that you have enough health and ammo. And you don't have to worry about the infector in this room. They just bust through the vent and leave you. But Nicole will come out and try and spook us, knocks out the lights in the next room. But then the door will just be ready to go through, so we just keep on. We don't have to worry about anything in this elbow room. Nothing attacks you. And then we'll have the conversation with Ellie, who is on the other side of this locked door that they can't open. So we're going to have to go through the processing.
Can you get the door open on your end?
No, the circuits are fried.
We don't have to worry about anything in this room, but we definitely have to worry in processing. If anything, I would probably recommend use of the contact beam in the next room. I don't really take advantage of the fact, but also make sure that you have some stasis packs as well, because it will come in handy.
He wants me to borrow the steps.
Hold it together, Strauss. I'll be there soon.
So now we're going to go through the processing center over here. We don't have to worry about much until we get to the other side of the room, but that's whenever shit starts to hit the fan. There is the schematic for the detonator mines, if you want that. I never really personally use the detonator, but I think it's an okay weapon as far as watching your back goes. But yeah, I would definitely recommend liberal use of the contact beam here. Just kind of set yourself up and then use it in this corner. It definitely would have benefited me a lot more if I had used it. Especially if you have the stasis upgrade, then this room just becomes a joke, because you can just fire it at the ground. And it does have a sort of lingering effect in a way, where if anything runs into the field effect after you use it, then it will still get stasised. But for right now, I'm just going to put everything into the alt fire of the contact beam. That's basically all we're going to do with the contact beam, is just put everything in the alt fire, just because that makes it the best for a situation where you're trapped, or a situation where you're getting overwhelmed.
I think I've hit a dead end. Looks like
Like I've said before, the contact beam works on a ground-based system, so it won't hit things on walls or anything like that, but most enemies are ground-based anyways, and just the sheer pressure relief from enemies that it gives you is amazing. Not to mention the fact that it also stasis is them whenever it is fully upgraded for the alt fire. But here for processing, we don't really need to worry a whole lot, just kind of take it slow. The camera does make it a little awkward to navigate sometimes, but as long as you just take it slow, you shouldn't have to worry too much. But once you can get through, just get through as fast as possible, because then there will be a lurker here. But we don't have to worry about him too much. With our fully upgraded plasma cutter, we'll just immediately cut off the tentacles. Super easy. But there is a stasis refill here that we can take advantage of while we're going to stasis this hazard. It's basically all we need to worry about is just being mindful of the hazards and the lurkers. There's going to be quite a few of them, but they're nothing too much to worry about. As long as you have this wall or any particular thing that you can dodge behind, you don't really need to worry about lurkers.
Ellie, can't you shut these things off?
No.
They don't have exceptional tracking like they do in the remake, where they'll follow you if you're boosting really fast or anything like that. So,
I need you to follow the steps. What? No, just shut up and help me.
but just making use of stasis again, and then going through the processing. But just about everything that we get through, there's going to be more lurkers after the fact, so we definitely need to worry about them. But you'll notice if you shoot out the middle tentacle of a lurker, it'll give you a lot more room to work with. You just need to worry about the sides that you're on. But we're just trying to collect everything as we go. Definitely helps. Every little bit of money that we have is just a bit more that we can get with, so And every bullet that we can save, or bit of ammo refill that we can save, is always good too. That's why I just use bodies and stuff for activating the thruster pods. But in this room we're going to have a nest on the other end. I don't really want to waste a shot to activate it or anything like that, so we're just going to work our way up to activate it. But you do want to be careful of the fire rings. You can be in between them, but you just don't want to be right on top of them whenever they are active. So I go as far up as I need to activate the nest, just to give ourselves enough room from the nest to where we can dodge easily. So if we have more room, the more time we have to react to the nest fire or the projectiles that the nest fires. But at the same time, we're pretty okay for our range for dealing damage with a plasma cutter. Unfortunately, the projectiles have some pretty decent tracking on them, so you will get hit sometimes. And here I'm just playing it safe. I wasn't entirely sure how quickly the fire ring would come, so patience is definitely a thing that should be practiced on stuff like that. But other than that, we're pretty much only going to have one more enemy for the most part, because after the fact we're going to be into Chapter 9, which was definitely a bit more touch and go than I would care for a chapter, but I also enjoy that fact in games like this, where your back is against the wall and you don't have any more healing items, and you just have to kind of go for it. But as soon as we get through these two doors, we're going to have a single stalker, or half stalker, on the ground to our right, and then we'll be into Chapter 9. So here I just pull out the contact beam and use the ult fire on him. And he's gone. But we grab this power node, and after we walk through the door, we'll have a conversation with Ellie and Strauss, and then we'll be on to Chapter 9. So, other than that, let me know what you guys think, and have a good one.
Glad to see you've got all your parts.
You alright?
Yeah.
There are 4 steps.
No thanks to Twitchy here.
1, 2, 3, 4. Step 4. She'll be waiting.
Jesus, Strauss. You okay?
It's getting worse.
What is step 4? Who will be waiting?
If the screws, if the needle, she'll be waiting.
He's not gonna make it. We gotta keep moving.
There's an industrial transport upstairs. Runs on the same spoke as the commuter train. It should get us to government sector. One of us will have to deploy it from the gear house.
Staring, asking.
Stay here and try to get him on his feet.
If the needle, she'll be waiting.